Okay. We are live, people. Hey, thank you all for being here this evening. Man, this is like I got some stuff going on in life that I'm not going to talk about right now, but man, this week is it's a learning experience. Let's just say that. Nothing too crazy, nothing that'll affect my life long term, but it's some people trying to get over on me, and I gotta fight. So that's what it is. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. At least I hope y'all here right now. Talking to myself up here is crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate, man. How y'all doing? When y'all jump in, let me know how y'all are doing as y'all get in here, man. I would really appreciate y'all letting me know that something is wrong on my phone. So I use my phone when I'm in the reaction, when I'm reacting to the main video. I have to use my phone to look at the comments, and I didn't set that up beforehand. So give me 1 second here. I think what I need to do, I need to realize that getting set up for a live stream really takes longer than I think it takes. And as always, I'm trying to fix something, or I ain't done yet, or I'm just late altogether. And I gotta fix that. I really gotta fix that. But thank you all for coming in here tonight. We are going to just hop right into this first video that I gotta react to. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's a terrible story. It's a bad story, man. It's a bad story. So this guy worked at this job. I believe it's a restaurant. But I think he got demoted, and he didn't really like that too much. And so he decides to do something that really he's going at other people instead of the company. But this company demoted him. He really didn't like that, and he decided to do something disgusting. It's disgusting what he decided to do. What the heck is that? Is that showing up on the live stream? It is showing up. What is that? Why is that showing up? See. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Why is that showing up on my why? I don't know why that black line is showing up on my stream right now. Okay, it's not right there. And it's not right there. But it's on this one. I have no idea why that's showing up right now. This is gonna mess up my whole evening. This is gonna mess up my whole evening now. I don't know why this black line is showing up on the stream. I mean, it's good promotional thing, but I don't want it right there. If I could move it. Hold on, give me 1 second. It might go black. Give me 1 second. It's still up there. It's still up there. Hold on. I'm gonna go back black again. Give me 1 second. Okay, now I gotta test it and see if I don't know where that black screen is coming from. A beautiful mess. Thank you for joining me this evening. Okay, I fixed it. I got it up here. I appreciate. I thought I just saw Larry in here. Was that? Yeah. Where'd you go? But I appreciate y'all being here. But yes, I am going to get into our news story of the day. Well, this first segment, this is your first time joining me for a live stream, you know, or well, you don't know, but first segment I like to talk about. First segment is called, I done messed up, but let's keep going. It's live. The first segment is called What Is We Doing? So basically in this segment, I take a news story about somebody doing a dumb criminal act that gets them arrested. I'm just pointing out the stupidity and asking, what is we doing? Like, what is we doing? And in this story today or tonight that we have, a man gets demoted from his job and he doesn't like it. So he decides to do something that's, I'm going to just say it, plain old nasty. All right? Plain old nasty. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I got up the right video. Okay. The right video is up. So we're going to watch the news story, the news clip about it. And then we'll come back and talk about it afterwards. Let's go.
And developing tonight, a downtown restaurant says one of their former employees retaliated after being demoted in a way that forced them to shut down and also get the police involved. We want to warn you, though, the details may be disturbing to listen to. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Keith Garvin. Daniela is off tonight. The man involved is accused of putting his genitals and food items at the business. Late this evening, the restaurant culture responded to the story with a statement saying in part that they took immediate action by shutting down our establishment, cleaning the entire space, discarding all existing inventory, and contacting the police to have the employee arrested immediately. But the investigation into this man, 27-year-old Othello Holmes, stretches beyond the restaurant. Detectives believe Holmes may have been creating and sharing child pornography. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is tracking developments in this case.
Not only is this case concerning for public health, but also public safety. Investigators say it all started with a tip from the manager of that downtown Houston restaurant after they saw a video of their employee sticking his genitals in a jar of jelly. He's being called a predator by investigators. 27-year-old Othello Lorenzo Holmes facing 5 child pornography charges after an investigation of an alleged lewd act at work.
It's very disturbing.
Holmes worked as a cook at Culture downtown, but no longer after he allegedly recorded a video of himself putting his genitals in open food items, confessing to sticking it in a jar of jelly earlier this month. Court records show he told investigators he had a sexual urge, but stopped himself, and that he has the urges frequently.
When the restaurant found out about this behavior going on, they immediately shut down. To everybody.
Constable Alan Rosen says staff sanitized the kitchen and threw away contaminated items. When Precinct 1 investigators went through Holmes' phone, He says they found thousands of child porn videos on it, some of them allegedly showing homes involved in sexual acts around young kids.
We think there may be victims out there that involve children being touched inappropriately or sexually assaulted.
Investigators believe the victims are local. They arrested Holmes near his Meyerland area apartment on Thursday, deeming him a danger to society who should not be around children. He's now in jail with a $500,000 bond.
It's mind-boggling. Somebody having a fetish with food and restaurants and then child porn, and he's a very sick person.
Tonight, investigators say they don't have any indication that any contaminated food got served to anyone, but they also say that Holmes has worked at other Houston area restaurants over the years. They plan to get a subpoena for his DNA and a medical evaluation just to check for any potential sexually transmitted diseases. And because investigators believe he may have shared those child porn videos with others, federal charges are possible. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
So, like I told you, that was nasty. Look, I'm not even going to touch the child pornography allegations against him. I mean, we all understand that that's, you got to be a sick person to even think about doing something like that, in my opinion. But sticking your genitals in a jar of jelly because you at a restaurant, I think, because you got demoted. Like, my thing is, if you're mad at the restaurant, the business, maybe your manager, first of all, try doing something that only affects them. You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing something that affects, that causes harm to the customers that come in there? Like, they did nothing to you. These innocent customers did nothing to you. All right. And as you see on the screen, as a beautiful mess put it, reason number 421 well, why I don't eat out. Yeah, I don't eat out that much either. And when I do eat out, I'm telling you, I am very nice to the waiter or waitress, because I don't want no problems. You know what I mean? Like, I've been out and received bad service before. And yeah, I probably would have been in the right to be mad at the waiter that night. He took, I don't know how long to come over there when I got there, or when we got there. It took maybe like 25, 30 minutes to even come to our table and give us the first introduction and ask us, you know, what kind of drinks we wanted. You know, that's the first step, and it took him forever. And he came over, once we got the food, there was no napkins, some other stuff. It was just terrible service. And I would have probably been in the right to tell him about his stuff that night. But, I mean, it all reflected in his tip, or lack thereof. So I think that told him he was doing a bad job. I think that's more hurtful than going off on him anyway. So, you know, but if I would have went off on him about, hey, took you 30 minutes to get over here, man. I don't know what kind of day this guy is having. And what I say can just be the last straw of that day. And at that point, he don't give a damn. And he go back there and do something to my food. So, yeah, that I'm nice to people. But sometimes, you know, what you do and how you act towards the waiter or waitress, it doesn't mean that they're not going to do anything to your food. And that's a chance you take every time you go out, no matter where you go, no matter what type of restaurant it is, no matter how much everything is on the menu, it's still a slight risk that somebody gonna do something to your food. But the one thing they said in this story is that he recorded himself doing this. I ain't gonna talk about that. If you want to commit crimes, it is best you record yourself committing that crime. That's always the best decision. Okay, if you're gonna do the crime, what fun is it to not show anybody? Record it and send it to people and let people see it. All right. Anytime you want to commit a crime, you want to go in there and drink and drive, go on live. If that's the decision you make, I prefer you not to drink and drive. But if you make that decision, go on Facebook Live and show everybody you drinking and driving. Okay? Do that for me. I would appreciate it. All right? But the first choice is not to drink and drive, okay? There's so many ways for you to get home now in 2024 that you don't need to do that. All right? So many ways. But yeah, you heard what I said before that. Okay. Let's see what y'all talk about. I gotta bring the chat up real quick. Beautiful man said, I wonder if the restaurant will recover. And that's the thing. Like, they took the right steps. They shut down. They said they immediately shut down once they found out what happened. They cleaned everything. They got rid of all the inventory they had in store. They threw everything away, not just jelly. They threw everything away. Ordered all new inventory. And basically, after they cleaned everything down, they started from scratch. They started fresh with everything. And they called the police on the guy before that and got him arrested. And that's the steps that they took, the right steps. But now it's just like, will customers trust them again? And, hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to their business, because I understand the employees of a business represent the business, but not really. Sometimes businesses hire people who they think are upstanding citizens, and they turn out to do some sick stuff like this. And hey, Sydney, how you doing? Glad you're here. You say you need to rewind and start from the beginning. You're always late. Man, I'm always late too. And so I can't be on people for being late. I'm always late too. But the beginning of this is a story about a guy sticking his genitals in a jar of jelly while at work. So, if that interests you, yes, you started over from the beginning. Watch that. Oh, that. City says OMG. That's what it was about. He got demoted at work, and he got mad and stuck his genitals in a jar of jelly. So, yeah, Cherokee, how you doing? Thank you for coming here tonight. I appreciate every single last one of you who was in here, man. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know if y'all was here. I had an event happen like 2 Saturdays ago, and it's somebody else's fault, and the people who's supposed to compensate me because of that are putting part of the blame on me. I'm being very vague because I don't want to say anything about it until it's all over with, so I can give y'all the complete story. But I will talk about it in one live at some point. But let's just say there's a chance I might have to get a lawyer involved. And, it's not a real serious thing because no matter which way it goes or which way this ends, it's not going to affect my life for the long term, any more than it already has. There might be some residual issues from it, but I know at some point I'll move past everything, But I'll talk about that at another time once the story is done. I'm sorry, I got to put this on the screen. I was going to go to the main video, but I got to put this on the screen. Sydney. People are nuts, literally. Yeah. Yes, people are nuts, literally. And he definitely is nuts. But, that's why I don't, I be careful how I interact with people when I'm out in public because, you never know what somebody is capable of. And, I don't want to push anybody to the brink, or I don't want to be, I don't want to yell at somebody and, me yelling is the last straw, and it ticked them off, and everybody they're mad at, they took it out on me. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I treat people with a lot of respect when I'm out in public, and you should too. But we should make great choices while we're out in public. And speaking of great choices, let's go into our main video of tonight. And it actually wasn't a great choice this woman made. It was a stupid choice. Okay? As you can see by the title and the thumbnail of this live, which I forgot the name of. Hold on. A woman decides her only chance at avoiding jail is to run from the police. Now, often in these type of videos, when somebody interacts with the police and then they run, usually by that point they've already given, they're already given the police officers their name, or they've already given them ID. And at that point, running is stupid. Running is stupid at any point, but especially when they already know your name and where you live. It's definitely stupid at that point. But let's get into this video and let's see. I think my mic is okay. So, let's get into this video and let's see at what point see, in live streams, if I was recording the video, I would just start over and I would try my intro a second time. But since we're live, I can't do that. So let's just get into this main video, man, and react to that. All right, let's go, because I done messed it up. But it's live, so what can I do about it?
I missed. They say confirm.
Yeah. She's been advised.
On June 5th, 2023 in Washington, police received a call from a local gas station regarding a woman sleeping at the pump.
First of all, we all know at this point, this is drug related, okay? It's gotta be, because at what point of this process do you fall asleep? At what point? As soon as you pull up, you fall asleep? Or do you pull up, pump your gas, get back in the car, and then fall asleep? Like, at what point do you say, I'm going to just chill here for a little bit and end up falling asleep? You can't fall asleep that quick without it being drug related, in my opinion. But let's see.
We're good. Young lady.
Sorry.
What are you sorry about? What are you sorry about?
I'm tired.
You're just tired.
Yeah, my dude just left me.
Say what?
My dude left me, and so I was just sitting here.
Your dude left you, so it made you tired. Has got nothing to do with all the burnt foil that's around you?
I haven't left yet.
Oh, burnt foil.
I promise I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I'm guessing it has to do with all that burnt foil that's around you?
I'm going to treatment, I want to say.
See, oh, what's your name, young lady?
Huh?
What's your name? Victoria, don't reach for those knives or do anything that's going to make me concerned.
I'm sorry. You want to hold it?
Go ahead and step on that.
Okay. Let me grab my phone.
You can put the phone on top. We're not going anywhere. Just, hold on.
Sorry.
You can just do like this.
Am I going anywhere, or
What's that?
did I do anything wrong?
Well,
Pick up for Edwards?
Sorry, your online order isn't ready yet.
Why?
Our internet slows down at this time of day, so order.
you were asleep behind the wheel.
Oh,
So number one, our concern is that you're alive and breathing and that you don't need all these medical folks that are here to try to help you out.
I'm sorry.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So walk with me over here. We don't want you to go a little crazy stepping back on the car. Go ahead and put your butt right there.
Your butt?
Yeah, just right there.
Okay.
Just like that. Unless you need them for any reason? No? So, where do you live?
Huh?
Where do you live?
I live all the way in Spokane.
You live in Spokane. Kind of far. Far from home. What are you doing out here?
My fiance lives out here,
Where's that?
right up the road.
Right up the road. So you were at his place? Did you guys have a breakup?
Kinda.
Kinda. How long? What time did you leave there?
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago? Okay. Well, it sounds like you've been here for a little bit.
Yeah. Should I maybe get a ride home?
Well, we're working that out. Where? All the way to Spokane?
No.
Just back to his place? Are you welcome back there?
Yeah.
It's okay if you're late, Tammy. It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate you joining me at any point. Thank you.
Okay, when was the last time you used? Just be honest with me.
Right before I got here.
Okay.
I'm going to treatment on Wednesday. That's why we had a fight.
So probably not the best idea if you're about to go to treatment to keep using. That wouldn't set you up for success. Okay, does that make sense? Okay.
It's just hard, you know?
Oh, I know.
Like, my mom started feeding me pills when I was 8.
So you did not have a good start, right? If that's what happened. How old are you?
23. 24, sorry.
24, you're super young. Right?
I ain't gonna lie. I would have guessed older than that. Tell me, like, how old y'all would have guessed she is. I wouldn't have guessed she was, what's she say, 23? I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have guessed older than that. Cause that's what drugs does. Yeah. That's what drugs do to you. Cause I wouldn't have guessed. It's like her. It's just in her face. I just see older. I was about to say something else, but we're live, so I don't want to say nothing crazy. Let's go.
What would be your ambitions in life to be successful?
I want a family.
Okay. So what about the example to any potential future kids?
Be sober.
Yes, there you go, right? Because is it fair to say you did not have a good example when you were younger?
Yeah. Not at all.
And you probably don't want to start off on that same foot if you were the one that were going to be the example for the little one? Okay. How about the guy you're with? Is he a positive role in this?
He just started using it and he just turns into, you know.
So not a good role. So you said yes, but the real answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes to treatment too, but I just.
Two people who use together are not going to be successful. Make sense? Okay.
I'm sorry. I served you guys. I didn't mean to.
Well, you got a lot of people concerned, right? Wouldn't that be the case?
I'm sorry. I feel so bad.
What's your drug of choice? You know how many people are over that?
Yeah, I just lost your friend.
See? There you go. And you're talking about you have ideas about what you want to do moving forward.
I want to graduate.
Go ahead.
I want to, like I want someone for birthday.
What's your birthday? Victoria.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here just to kind of go over some stuff y'all saying. But I asked y'all what would be y'all guess on how old she was, before they said her age. Tammy says close to the 30, which is what I was thinking. Buffy says definitely 30s. And Sydney says she has a little bit of a baby face and cheeks. Yeah, I see that. That's what I was going back and forth with. I was kind of looking about like around her eyes and the wrinkles there. That part doesn't look 23 to me. If you can say, hey, around your eyes, look, around the eyes, you look 30, but everywhere else you look 25. I don't know if you can say that, but that's what I'm saying right now.
It's not Mercedes?
No. That's
Okay.
my sister.
That's your sister? Is that whose car this is?
No, this is my dude's car.
That's your dude's car.
Zachariah.
Your sister's Mercedes?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're Victoria.
Yes.
What's your birthday?
Huh?
What's your birthday? 1996? What's your last name? What's your last name? You said your birthday again?
I got my
78,
phone.
a different name? Not yet.
I don't know about that. Did she just give her sister's name? Because when somebody asks you, when's your birthday? I mean, how old are you when you learn your birthday? 2? When you first learn to talk, usually your parents tell you your birthday and you memorize it. 2, 3 years old, something like that. Right? So when you're 23, in her stance, she's 23, so she's known her birthday for 20 years. So when the police ask you, when's your birthday? It should just come out like that. You shouldn't say, huh? Like usually when you say, huh, it's because you're trying to think. Trying to give yourself time to think. So she might have just gave her sister's name and birthday. And I think the cop is right now is thinking what I'm thinking. But let's see.
What are you looking at?
The car?
Yeah, and I agree with y'all. This cop is patient and wonderful. It sounds like to me that he might have had a friend or a close person to him or a family member has dealt with drugs. It's like he has a first person account of, the causes drugs can have to a person. Maybe he just seen it in his line of police work, but it's like he's really, like somebody said, who said it? Like Sydney says, really has a soft spot for her, because he's either seen somebody or seen people go through this, and he's trying to, convince her to get her life together. So yeah, I agree. It's a great police officer we have here.
So, you have a sister named Mercedes.
Yeah, I have seen my dude's car though. Can I grab a jacket?
Last of Smith versus Victoria.
Yeah, I see THR.
And the date of birth is, say it one more time?
3/6/96. 3/27/96, sir.
3/27 of 96.
I've been doing this a long time. If you're lying to us about your name, you're just going to add yourself a charge.
Yes. It's her lying about her age, because I think the police officer is thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now. When she said, huh, that lets you know everything. And they keep asking her the same questions. Like, she just answered that question 30 seconds ago. He didn't forget. He just want to keep asking that same question to try to catch her in a lie. But yeah, I think she just gave her sister's information instead of her own.
The ID in the center console, which unless you're running around with your sister's ID up to no good, is you. So are you really...
I just want to make a treatment, guys. I can't do this.
Mercedes, we can go a lot of different directions, but when you start lying to us, we can only really go one. So, you want to start over?
Please just make a treatment.
We're not saying you can't at this point, but what we're saying is, number one, we need to know who's in front of us. And you just gave me a name of somebody. If they're alive or dead, somebody might start talking about identity theft. Right? If you're trying to act like somebody else, it's identity theft. That's a felony. I'm sure you don't want to go down that.
Want to start a business? I can show you how easy it is to form one in just a few steps. First up, start in your LLC.
That direction. If you're in any trouble, if you got warrants and stuff like that, you want to just keep it at that and not add anything to you. Does that make sense? Okay.
I see Mark Holmes in the building. Appreciate you being here, Mark. And everybody, all 11 of you. I appreciate all of you, man. I'm not going to interrupt no more. Let's go.
So we're going to go one step at a time here. So Mercedes, not Victoria, right? Okay. Who's Victoria?
I just need to make a treatment.
You just made that name up?
I have to. I can't keep doing this with myself.
I agree.
When are you supposed to be in treatment for?
Wednesday.
Where?
It's just a mission.
I didn't hear the status of the YSO return.
40. Go ahead and confirm the W. Who's your probation officer?
Todd Biggs.
Last time you checked in with him, obviously.
I got, so the one on Koza discharged me because I knew, and then the staff member, Aisha Johnson, and so I wasn't able to stay there. I got discharged. I was upset. I didn't try and get back in immediately because I was mad because I was going to be going home in a week. They let me stay there for almost the full 28 days. I was there for 10 days. I only had to be there for 14. And I got discharged for no reason because I knew a staff member. I was mad. I went back home because that's the only place I knew. I started using, and that was the last time I checked in. Todd, he understood, like, he's super cool, he really is, but I just wasn't,
You think it's been so long that you've checked in that maybe he's not being so cool right now?
I was gonna call him when I get into treatment. Like my bed date's on Wednesday. I was gonna show up and I was gonna call him.
You realize that there's easy ways and hard ways of doing things in life, and not working with your PO is the hard way, because you put us in a situation where now your PO has issued a warrant for your arrest. Now they haven't said if they've confirmed that or not, but now you're in Yakima. I'm guessing you don't have anybody here to come get this car.
I do.
You do? Okay. Who's here that can come get the car?
Fiance.
Where's he at?
Huh?
Up the road.
Up the road?
What's he doing up the road? Okay.
That's where you were, right, before coming here?
Yeah.
Before you guys had your little dust up over using and stuff like that?
How much dope you got in the car?
Should be on 1 there. I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Open Maxis. You realize it's going to...
40, is there going to be anything local?
And Mercedes, we just talked about that, right? That's why I start off by trying to get you to say out loud what your goals are in life. Not so I can hear them, but
It's
so...
not a sweatshirt, please.
Where's your sweatshirt? I'll get it. I'll get it. Hang back right here. Well, hold on. Your phone's not going anywhere just yet.
Okay, at this point you are under arrest. Don't do anything stupid. Okay, have we been cool with you? You gotta understand though, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, plus some. You know, I hear that I've got a subject passed out behind the wheel of a car, it smells like, and so I have to get medical coming here, because the odds of you being here in this car are actually pretty good, right? Happens all the time.
So I can't have somebody come get my car?
Well, no, we probably can arrange for that. It's probably a lot better for you than if we were to have the car towed, or not so much us, have them.
Just get to treatment.
No, you're going to have to go to jail. You're going to have to get a hold of your PO, probably from jail tomorrow morning if you can, and let him, you know, fall on the sword, and hopefully he can confirm or is willing to let you go to treatment. But you got to understand, when you don't play by the rules, this is what happens. Unfortunately for you, probably we intervened at this point, because if you go and you're smoking more dope, maybe today's the day that you were going to... Everything happens for a reason. And I'm fairly certain God didn't feel like I was done doing paperwork for the night, because I know I'm not.
I missed. Did they say confirm?
Yes. She's been indicted.
Oh!
You're under arrest.
Oh, she's actually going.
Hey, Minnie, she's running. Mercedes, you're never gonna get away. You're never gonna get away. Down on the ground.
Now you're getting charged with...
Now, we know it was coming. We knew it was coming, but just just seeing it, it's different. Like, when you know it's coming, you prepare for it, but just seeing her run, and I thought she would get caught quicker than that, but she actually went like around the building. She went a cool little distance. So I give that to her. She probably don't run often, so you know her stamina isn't that good. But she got a cool little distance away. So
Providing false information and obstructing.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done.
Code 401 in custody.
I'm in P.
I don't care. Stop your crying.
Sorry, I'm scared.
Too late for you. We just talked about making things harder.
I'm just scared.
You definitely chose it.
No, you're being stupid.
Ramp helps companies save time and money. What can Ramp do for you?
He said, "You're big stupid." Exactly, sir.
Tuck your knee in.
Okay, give me that.
Come up. Stand.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. Now
I didn't mean to make you wrong.
Now you're getting more charges.
I'm just scared.
You're going to get a slide on the whole lying about your name thing.
Not anymore.
Please stop.
Nope. Too late for you. Face the car.
But like Tammy said, she did run in a big circle, kind of. And a beautiful mess. Oh, you gotta go walk the dog. A beautiful mess did say she thinks she was heading back to the car. But she did run in kind of like a circle though. But Sydney also mentioned her eyes were darting around prior to running, and she was scoping out her escape routes. I gotta rewind it back and look at that probably after the stream and actually look at her eyes. But if you're watching this on replay, you can go back right now and look at her eyes and see if she was darting. Was darting her eyes around or looking around prior to her running. Go back and look if you're watching this on replay.
Did you give him the one in custody?
Yeah.
No, just stop twisting. I'm gonna check. Widen your feet. See the back of my hand here? I know. Yep.
You can transport her to county. I'll go let them know they can do whatever they want with this.
See the wheels of it?
Thought she was gonna run around and get in the car and think, oh no, we're not playing that game.
I was gonna say double back, but you were already reading the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did say they thought the same thing. They thought she was going in a circle to get back in the car. Yep.
Yeah. I will send them an Axon capture for the video of her little. I guess we don't need it. We already have body cam on it.
We're already going over there, so we're good there.
Yep. Obstructing and providing false information.
I'll just send all those up.
Buck her on them.
You want to go out back first so she can sit so I can type it all up?
No, you're fine. You can book her on the warrant. Just knock out your criminal site and book her on that too.
Okay.
Or you can just send that over to the jail when you get it done. Yeah.
I knew she was gonna run. As soon as I see her, she's like, "Mommy, just gonna book it." I'm like, "Man, they just make you run, huh?" I was like, "Man, she's gonna put what?" I see that she was moving too much. I was like, "She's gonna run." Boom! I was like, "Yeah, I told you."
Did you catch her? I mean, there's nowhere to run to.
I know.
Well, she didn't know that. She's on her way to jail. What you choose to do with the car sitting at your pumps is entirely up to you.
So I have to have it towed.
You don't have to do anything. What you choose to do is entirely up to you. If you don't want it sitting in front of your pumps, I think a tow truck's probably your option.
Yes, it is. That was a good one, officer.
I'm glad you got a front row seat to cops.
Hey, we got the whole show. I was like, yeah, I can't miss it today. All right, go. Have a good night. All right, man.
All right.
That had to be fun to watch that, to be in that store and watch that live. That had to be fun because you don't see that like on a daily basis. I know one time I was driving on the interstate and you could kind of hear sirens behind me. The interstate was kind of backed up, so we were moving slow. And you could kind of hear sirens behind me. And then all of a sudden, a car comes and jumps in the grass area, in the median area of the highway, of the interstate. And it's like 5 police cars behind them that also get in the median grass area and hop out, and they're pointing guns at the car. It was crazy. Traffic started moving, so we had to go, and we weren't able to see a conclusion to that. But it's like 7 in the morning or something like that, and that's the closest I ever been to any police action like this. So you don't see that every day. So to be in that store watching that live had to be special, especially when it ends with nobody getting hurt or anything like that. It had to be special to watch that.
Well, it doesn't matter. So, well, no, you didn't.
I
So,
really did though.
yeah, well.
I really need to make it to the streaming day.
So here's what would have happened.
Change my life.
You would have been released on Monday on your
I
warrant.
wouldn't have been though.
Well, then
It
now.
never happens like that ever.
Okay, well, so in this case,
I'm gonna get
you're also being charged with obstruction, which is essentially resisting arrest, and providing false information. When it would have been. No, I gave you a chance.
I need to get to the streaming. I can't keep doing this.
Mercedes?
My fucking parents. I'm gonna release there.
I gave you a chance. Okay?
The woman was taken into custody for her outstanding warrant and additionally charged with resisting arrest and providing false statements. If convicted, what sentence do you find appropriate for her?
I don't know. I hate when these videos ask me questions like that, and I started to really think about it. I don't know what sentence to give her. Like, people who, judges who, decide sentences for people, that's a hard job. Besides the obvious ones where somebody does something where they deserve to go to prison for life, those are easy ones. Somebody does something that deserves that, it's easy to send them to prison for life. But these like this is kind of like, how much time do you give her? How much time would you give her? You can put it in the chat box or in the comment section if you're watching this, on replay. Like, how much time would you give her, for doing what she did? And you kind of know her back history, so she was on probation already. She isn't working with her probation officer. The probation officer had to put a warrant out on her, so you kind of know her story. She's had a drug problem, probably that goes back years. How much time would you give her? I really don't know, I guess I just have to go by the book and and give her the sentence that the book says give her. I don't know, but sometimes, you gotta step outside the lines of the book. And let me see what y'all talk about. Okay, we gotta read this, Tammy. We gotta read this. This says, when I lived on my farm, we had drug dealers run up our driveway and back through the cornfield. We had cop cars and lights everywhere. we sat on the porch. He just sat on the porch and watched the whole thing. That that had to be like. Did you have popcorn? Like that? That would have made it perfect. Like Buffy says, that sounds like a movie, Tammy. It do. It sounds like a movie. It sounds like a scene from a movie for real. That had to be fun to watch. That was crazy. It had to be great to watch, and you said it was great to watch. So, but that's crazy. That's crazy. But Sydney says if she only had possession charges and no other record, I may try her in rehab, but it's hard to say. It is hard to say, especially when you watch this body cam back, and realize that they actually were pretty nice with her and they gave her chances. Like, they knew she was lying about her name, but it sounds like to me that they was willing to let that go if she would just be honest at that point. And she chose to run. So, man, I don't think, as I think about it, I think the running would make me agree to jail time, and possibly I could do rehab after that, but you gotta spend some time in jail. But hey, Jeff Lee, how you doing, man? I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here tonight. Right now, we're trying to figure out what this lady should be punished for, or how long she should. What? See, when I do this live, I get tongue-tied. We're trying to figure out how long the lady should be punished, or how she should be punished for her transgressions, if that's the word. But yeah, like Tammy says, jail time for sure. Yeah, jail time for sure. If she didn't run, I would, probably come up with a easier sentence. But that running stuff, man, that tells me you just don't care. And, like I said, 1 year. I don't know. That's tough for a year. I don't know. That depends on, what we don't know is if we know she's on probation, but we don't know, if she's actually spent, like, time in jail. When I mean time, I mean, like, more than a month previously. If she spent more than a month or more in jail previously, yeah, we got to go a little harsher this time. Whatever jail time she gets should be the most jail time she's ever received in life at this point. It never should be equal amount of jail time on the next offense or less amount of jail time on the next offense. I think the jail time should always increase. So if you're gonna keep committing crimes or keep doing stupid stuff like this, your jail time has to increase. It should never stay the same, or it should never decrease. Sydney says she ran to avoid withdrawal. Like, yeah, we all know that withdrawal stage can be tough. That's what makes it harder to quit, because it's easier to just do drugs again than it is to go through withdrawals. It's easier. It's easier that way. Jeff, you asked if I got another video tonight. No, I think I'm gonna just stick with this one. This one for tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's something I want to watch on TV. I'm watching I'm watching this series on Prime. The series on Prime called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's what I'm watching. I got into that partly at the end of my break, and it's really interesting. It's a really great spin on, the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think they put a great spin on it. This series is, in my opinion, is great, and it has drawn me in. And I want to watch another episode before I go to bed tonight. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That is what I'm doing. And wait, what did you say? What did Jeff say? Hold on. Jeff said, "Don't do the crime if you can't do the time." Those are true words. True words right there, Jeff, because, just imagine that, You're in jail, possibly in a cell with at least one other person. And, like Bubba said, she couldn't last 5 minutes in a room with the steel toilet. Not only that, is when that other person goes to the bathroom and does number 2, there's nowhere you can go to avoid the smell. Now, you can close your eyes and you can cover your face so you won't have to look at them. But there's no way for you to avoid the smell. You got to be in there with it for however long that smell lingers. And that alone keeps me out of jail. Now, there are some jails where it's just a lot of inmates in one big room and with their cots or beds set up and a whole bunch of bunk beds in there. And then the bathroom and shower is over in the corner. I might be able to do that, but at that point, you got to deal with 15, 20 other people in the same room as you. And I don't know neither one of them is good, but I think if you had to choose, which one would you choose? To be in a cell, what are they, like 6x9? Are they still 6x9? Your first choice A is to be in a 6x9 cell with one person where the toilet is in there and it's wide open. Or choice B is to be in a jail where there's 15 other people in this huge room and the toilets are way in the cut back in the corner, so you really don't smell them. Like, which one would you choose? Choice A, in a cell with one person, or choice B, in a big room with 15 other people? Like, which would you choose? That's crazy. Which would you choose? Tammy says she would pick the cell with one other person, and Jeff Lee says the same thing, the cell with one other person. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know. Really, the only downfall with the one other person is the smell when somebody goes to the bathroom. With 15 other people, you don't have to worry about the smell, but you have to worry about what the other people will do to you at night, possibly, if somebody is mad at you. You know what I mean? Like Tammy says, there could be many fights in the huge room. And that's something you got to think of when you're making this choice. That's right. Because it's, dealing with the personality of one other person is a lot easier than dealing with the personality of 15 other people. I think eventually when you're in that cell with one other person, it's like y'all in a relationship. So eventually you'll get used to the smell. Eventually you'll get used to the smell, and it won't last that long. So I think I choose the cell too. Like Jeff says, because all them nasty booties, you only have to worry about one person. And that's right. That's right. You don't have to worry about one person. Buffy says 5150 hold, I lose it. Anybody don't know what 5150 is? I think that's code for mentally disabled person, mentally ill person. That's police code, I believe. But yeah, I like any aspect of jail. Like, I had a couple family members who spent time in jail. I haven't asked them. I've never asked them, how was it, or what did you do? How was the setup and this and that? I don't want to know. That's part of it. I don't want to know. But this is when I was younger. This is when I was a kid that those family members spent time in jail. So at that point, we didn't have the shows that we have now, like all the A&E shows, 60 Days In, the other show called Booked, where you can actually see, in different documentaries now, where you can actually see what goes on in jail. But that was before that time. But I've never, I don't think I've asked them how it was or what did you do in there. I probably made jokes about it, being a kid and joking about it, but I never like asked them, hey, how was this? How did you do that? Because I had no plans of going. So why do I need to know what goes on in there and how to act and how to behave and how, everybody treats each other? Why do I need to know that information? As a teenager, as a child, so I had no interest of asking them. And let's see. Like Sydney says, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, man. If you haven't subscribed, I'm telling mamas now. If you don't know, if you haven't subscribed, I'm telling your mama. That's what's happened. What your mama chooses to do, how she chooses to punish you is up to her. But I am telling. That's how I'm doing it now. Okay? Jeff says he spent the weekend in jail for a DUI and never did that again. yeah, for a lot of people, it just takes one time. For others, it takes multiple times. And for even other people, they never change their life around. They keep going back until they don't get out no more. But it's good, Jeff, that it only took you one time and you didn't want to go back out there. Sydney said she loves 60 Days In. Yeah. And how they're able to keep doing that show is crazy to me. Like, at this point, like maybe the first 3 seasons, you could get away with it. I thought that, that would be it after 3 seasons. After season 3, I was like, okay, they can't do this show anymore. Because, I think it was season 3 where people in the jail started to figure it out and they started to talk about 60 Days In. It was either season 3 or season 4. But now it seems like every season, somebody's always saying, oh, this is 60 Days In? You on 60 Days In? And I think one season, they picked out the 2 people. I think it was in the female side. They picked out the 2 females who was in 60 Days In. They figured them out. They figured out it was 60 Days In, and they figured out the 2 females who were the undercover people. Like, you can't keep putting these people in there at this point. But there's another season of 60 Days In. I just saw the preview for it today. It's another season of 60 Days In about to happen. I think at the end of this month. I think that's what it said. But yeah. I was trying to figure out where the conversation started. But Tammy says, we used to hold 5150 in our emergency room because there were no psych beds. Excuse me. And then Sydney says, imagine psych floors are constantly full. I believe that. And a lot of times I think people play crazy in order to not be in general population, which I think if I ever had to go to jail, it of course is going to be for something I didn't do, because I'm not going to do anything that's going to make me go to jail. I might play crazy. I might have to play crazy to get. Just if you play crazy, you get a private cell by yourself, and you ain't really got to do too much these days. Just bang on the window, or bang on the wall or something constantly, and then they'll say, okay, yeah, we need to put you by yourself. You need your own private area, sir. It's like, okay. Tabby says they weed out the fakes. Yeah. That probably happens too. Some people, but it didn't hurt to try, right? It didn't hurt to attempt to be crazy, because I mean, what do you lose? You got nothing to lose at that point and everything to gain, right? Because if you play crazy and they believe you, you get to be by yourself. But if they don't believe you, they put you in general population. Okay, guess what? You're going to be in general population anyway. So what's the harm? You know what I mean? At least that's how I would think about it when I go, if I'm ever in that situation. I pray to God I'm never in that situation. But that would be kind of my thought process of the whole thing, man. But I don't know where you are in the world, but I am on the East Coast in the United States, and this stream started at 8:25, maybe 8:26, because I was a little late. 8:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and now it is 9:43 Eastern Standard Time. And I'm about to go. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to say something else, but that's what that hesitation was for. But I don't think YouTube would like that, so I'm gonna just keep that to myself. But I thank y'all for being here with me tonight, man. This was fun. I always get at this point where once I get through the main video, I feel like I could talk to y'all forever. And, you know, if I don't stop it at some point, it's going to go into the AM. And I can't do that. Even though tomorrow is Saturday, I go out and work tomorrow. Because, you know, my line of work, Saturday and Sundays. Wait, what's today? Sunday. Today is Saturday. So tomorrow is Sunday. I was thinking tomorrow is Saturday. But tomorrow is Sunday. But Saturday and Sunday are busy days for me. I think tomorrow is going to be pretty busy anyway because it's Mother's Day. So if I have any mothers in the chat tonight or watching on the replay, happy Mother's Day to you all. Being a mother, I think, is the most important job in the world. So if there's any mothers out there who are really, or to all the mothers out there, bringing a child into this world, you know, is in and of itself a great accomplishment. And you should be honored for that. It's something I know that I couldn't do, you know, physically. Of course, I can't do it, but even if I could do it physically, I don't think I'll be up for the challenge. So in and of itself, bringing a child into this world is work, and it's amazing, and you should be applauded for that. And also being there for your child and raising your child and leading them in the right direction and being a great mother is, you know, a hard job, I say, as well. And you all should be cherished for that. And so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Man, special happy Mother's Day to my mom. I believe you got your gift today. And if not, me and Amazon gonna have a problem. That's just how it is. Amazon, I'm sorry. You know, I told my mother her present was coming today. If she didn't get it today, it's an issue because it makes me look bad. But thank y'all for being here with me tonight, man. Every single last one of you, you all mean the world to me. And I wouldn't be here without you. I literally would not be here without you guys. And I appreciate y'all being here with me tonight. It's been an amazing night. We've seen 2 great videos. One news video and the main event video. And we had a great conversation afterwards. And, you know, it doesn't work without you guys. And I appreciate you. Until the next time, I'll see y'all later.